When it comes to deploying Next.js applications, most people either think of Vercel or completely self-hosting, but there's one solution that is often overlooked, and believe it or not, it's by AWS, and the service is called AWS Amplify, which lets you easily deploy your full-stack TypeScript applications. And I've been using it for a lot of my projects for past few months, and it is by far one of the easiest way to deploy Next.js applications or any React applications without breaking the bank. To get started, just go to your AWS console and search for AWS Amplify. And here you can see some of my older applications. I'll create a new one. And here you will find the steps to deploy your application. It works with React, Angular, Vue, Next.js, 10stack, or most other React frameworks. I'll use Git, but you also have these other options. Let's hit next. And from here I can connect my GitHub repository. I have already connected GitHub with AWS before, so it directly took me here, but for your case it might ask for the connections and all that. For this video I will be using Commercian as an example, which is one of my open source projects. So I'll just select that, this branch, main, next, and here you can see Amplify automatically detected that it's a Next.js project, and also it's using pnpm as the build because that's what my project use. But in Amplify build environment pnpm is not installed, so I'll just replace pnpm with npms, and that should fix it. Other than that, everything looks fine. Next. And at last you can do some quick review if everything looks good. Save and deploy. Alright, looks like our project is created, and here we can see the deployments, and from here you can see your build outputs as they are executing real time. Looks like the build was successful. Now it's deploying and it should be done anytime now. Deployment complete. Now let's go back, and here you can see it's deployed, and this is the domain. There you go, we can now access Commercian and it works perfectly. The last part I want to talk about is adding custom domain, because Amplify gives you a free domain, but you cannot share this with your customers or users, right? So you have the option to add custom domains for free. So just click on add custom domain, add domain. I'll use one of my subdomains, youtube.retroui.dev. So here you will see two options. You can either use AWS Route 53 or manual configuration. I typically go for manual because I think Route 53 charges you 50 cents per domain, and also it has some features, but for most applications you don't need that. Anyways, continue. Here you can point your domain to the branch. So youtube.retroui.dev points to main, and same with the www subdomain. And you also have the option to redirect your base domain to www.your domain. So I'll check this, and you also won't have to worry about SSL because Amplify handles all that. Add domain, and now you just have to add these values in your DNS to connect your domain with Amplify. Just go to your domain provider. For me, I'm using Cloudflare to manage my DNS, but if you use Namecheap, GoDaddy, whatever, they should work pretty much the same. retroui.dev, DNS records, add record. So we have to add this. as a CNAME. Also, one thing you might notice in your hostname, AWS also includes your domain, but for the most part, I think you need to include that. I did include once and that created issues. So just remove that part and everything else is fine. Save. Sorry, I have to also remove this dot. Now the next part. Added all the DNS records. Now let's go to Amplify. And now just wait for a few minutes for the DNS verification to happen. Alright, looks like it's verified and we are at the last step where it is activating your domain. Looks like everything is done. Now if I visit youtube.retroui.dev, I can access Commercian website. And that was it. Pretty easy, right? And even if you look at their pricing, it's like super generous. First of all, there is no pay per seat pricing. So you know how in Vercel for every seat you have to pay $20. So if my team member have 3 developers, pretty much $60. But for Amplify, that's free. And for the build time up to 1000 minutes, you don't have to pay anything, which is more than enough for most projects. And for CDN, up to 5 GB free. For data transfer, 5 gigs of free. Up to 500,000 requests per month is free. So pretty much for most small to medium applications, you can run it easily on the free plan. And that's all I have for this video. Hope you guys liked it. Make sure to subscribe if you did, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.